stalked and shot to death in broad daylight. What Philadelphia police are offering for any information on the suspect.
A trip to Center City turned tragic for one Temple student.
And a day of remembrance that brought thousands of peaceful protesters together and shut down Broad Street. All that now on Temple Update. Hello, I'm Beccah Hendrickson.
And I'm Phil Dupont. Police are calling it a planned execution. Now, they are offering a $20,000 reward for information on the suspect seen in this surveillance video. The suspect is seen here on 12th and Jefferson just moments before fatally shooting 56-year-old Kim Jones at a bus stop. The surveillance video shows him as he walks north on Broad Street before entering the subway near Morgan Hall. Police describe the suspect as a man 5'10" to 6'1", wearing a two-tone colored jacket and an aviator-styled hat. Jones was a newlywed and a mother. She was pronounced dead on the scene. Police are offering $20,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. And Captain James Clark from Philadelphia Homicide told Temple Update these rewards can be helpful in the investigation.
A lot of people have called in, given pertinent information, and as a result of that, we've been able to make a lot of really good arrests of a lot of these killers in the city.
We'll, of course, keep you updated on that situation as we know. But new today, police arrested an armed suspect connected to a string of off-campus robberies. The first incident happened at 10:45 this morning on the 1600 block of French Street. A Temple spokesperson said the suspect allegedly showed the victim a gun, then took his backpack. Just minutes later, he robbed another Temple student at Carlisle and Jefferson, but was quickly apprehended by Temple police. Now, a third Temple student was robbed last night, this unrelated to today's incidents. It happened on 18th Street near Arlington around 7:40. The suspect was armed. Anyone with information should contact police. A deadly fall has left campus and a nearby community in mourning. Freshman Rebecca Kim fell 8 stories from a dorm at the Art Institute at 16th and Chestnut Streets last week. A Facebook status posted just minutes before the accident said, quote, "It was intentional." The Wissahickon High School graduate lived in Johnson Hall and studied at the School of Science and Technology. President Theobald explained in an email. We spoke with Kim's high school friend, who said what she'll miss the most is Rebecca's smile.
Absolutely. I mean, any picture you see of her, you'd see the smile. And she was just a ray of sunshine in any kind of day.
Now, Kim fell on a pedestrian who remains in critical but stable condition at Hahnemann University Hospital. A brutal attack that left many students feeling unsafe on campus. Temple Update told you about a student who was assaulted with a brick by a group of North Philadelphia girls last spring. A judge sentenced Soraya Estis to 6 years in state prison. The teen was 15 years old back in March of 2014 at the time of the attack. She was the only one out of the 3 to be charged as an adult.
In August of 1963, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. marched on Washington, D.C., putting him at the center of a movement for civil rights. Over 50 years later, many honored his legacy by continuing that march. In Philadelphia, students and community members started right here on North Broad. They carried signs and chanted "Black Lives Matter." Protesters from around the city convened on City Hall, where they demanded increases to minimum wage and greater police accountability. 22 blocks north of City Hall, members of a local church welcomed volunteers to spruce up a 130-year-old campus landmark. I was there to see how they spent their day of service.
We're getting rid of rubbish that we normally can't get out the church. We're doing a little like painting in areas. We're dusting. We're cleaning our sanctuary.
This Martin Luther King Jr. Day, students came out in droves to help clean the Berrien Presbyterian Church on Broad and Diamond Streets.
I'm overwhelmed with all the students that's helping out today. There's been many more students than I ever had, and I don't know, I must have got almost 100 and 150 here.
You got everybody in here for one common goal, is to make this day a blessed day.
Temple student government was present, as well as several other organizations that lent a hand.
At Temple Student Government, we're all about, helping the student body have a voice and, help give back to the student body and the Temple community. So, I feel like this really exemplifies that. It helps us give back. It helps us get together, get to know each other better, as well as give back to the community.
A Along with painting and dusting, Temple students and church members are taking clothing to local shelters for those who don't have as much to help cover up during these cold winter months. Men's, women's, and children's clothing, mostly donated by church and community members, was separated and organized in the basement. While outside, Temple athletes could be found doing any number of tasks.
Well, here we're just cleaning up the church, but really we're moving out some of the trash, like old stuff. I know they're painting downstairs, so just helping them out.
But one thing that I want to take my hat off to is Temple University, who is 100% in our corners and always have been since we started this thing.
A bit of a surprise for many Philadelphians in the early stages of the mayor's race, Council President Darrell Clark has announced that he will not be running for mayor. Clark is the city council president, and he represents Philadelphia's 5th district, which includes Temple University. 5 other candidates plan to run, including Temple trustee Nelson Diaz. Stay with Temple Update for more information as the primary approaches. A new face for Pennsylvania and the celebrations across the state that followed.
Leader. I am going to be an unconventional governor. For example,
Tom Wolf officially became the 47th governor of Pennsylvania in Harrisburg on Tuesday. Wolf promised that he would be a different kind of leader. He said he plans to deliver on his promises for more jobs, better schools, and a responsive state government. Still to come on Temple Update, we'll tell you why there may be an increase of tourists coming to the city.
And we have an inside look on changes that will give you a new way to get around campus.
And at the sports desk, Kylie Winkler will fill us in on the big games you missed during break.
And students have been seeing some snow the past few days. Will we be seeing cancellations? Tag Houck has the answer.
Temple Update's right back. A new healthy transportation alternative is making its way to Temple. The city of Philadelphia is getting closer to announcing popular locations for Phase 1 of the new bike share program. Updates Tag Houck takes you on a ride through changes expected on campus.
The bell sounds about the same, but nearly everything else about Philadelphia's bike share bikes will be different than an ordinary bike. City officials are in the process of selecting about 60 bike share locations around the city to house these bikes. They declined to say an official date, but say stations will debut this spring as Phase 1 of a 2-phase bike-sharing program. Likely stations include the Philadelphia Art Museum, 30th Street Station, and Independence Hall. Officials say they will select a couple of Temple locations for Phase 1. Sites being considered include 13th and Norris, 13th and Montgomery, the SEPTA Regional Rail Station, and the SEPTA Broad Street Line Station at Cecil B. Moore. Cara Ferrantino from the Mayor's Office of Transportation and Utilities says the stations could reduce bike clutter at bike racks around the city.
We think that having bike share as an option will mean that there'll be more times when someone will be leaving their own bike at home because of the ease of checking out a bike in a matter of seconds and then locking it up somewhere else in a matter of seconds.
Whether or not bike sharing will reduce bike clutter at spots like these remains to be seen, but students say they like the idea of renting a bike.
I think it's a really good idea. I think that there are a lot of people that want to ride bikes places but are tired of locking their bikes and hauling their bikes in and out of their apartments and stuff.
Even though I own my own bike already, I think it's important as a biker to encourage other people to bike, and I think it will encourage a lot of people who don't already own bikes on campus to get out into the city, see some new parts of the city, more sustainable forms of transportation, so I think it's going to be a really good thing.
Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Taggart Houck.
To get a further look into the bike share or to keep up with all the plans for changes on campus, they're coming, just head over to our website, templeupdate.com. Well, Phil, we were trying to keep it a secret.
But a new report may bring more tourists to the city of brotherly love. Philadelphia was named number 3 on the New York Times list of best places to visit. The new Dilworth Park and expanded Schuylkill Boardwalk have turned the city into an outdoor urban oasis. According to the new bike share and Delaware waterfront renewal will likely make Philadelphia a must-go for travelers.
A $5 million donation for the Temple University Moulder Center for Drug Discovery Research. Temple alumni Lonnie and Sharon Moulder have pledged to give the large donation to the building. The Moulders gave $500,000 to establish the center back in 2007. The building is home to 11 labs and 20 researchers.
A groundbreaking discovery that has people talking about Temple around the world. The School of Medicine's HIV Research is continuing to earn themselves new honors. Temple researchers eliminated the HIV virus from individual human cells last fall. That achievement earned them a spot on Discover magazine's top top 100 stories of 2014. The process needs further tests, but the work was promising enough to earn Temple a spot on the list.
Now, cold and flu season is statistically worse than years past, and Temple Medicine is looking for an answer. This year's flu vaccine is only 23% effective because of mutations in the influenza virus. The Temple team of researchers have discovered a new development in the drug that would attack the current strain and its mutation, making for more effective treatments.
Still to come on Temple Update, a hot streak followed by a cold stop. The sports desk's Kylie Winkler will explain.
And more snow could be on its way for the weekend. Tag Houck has your 5-day forecasts coming up.
Temple University student-athletes have set the highest combined GPA for the second semester in a row. The Owls earned a combined 3.09 GPA. This was a tenth of a point better than the record set in 2014 spring semester.
So, Phil, we know that the Temple basketball team has been doing well in the classroom, but I want an update about how they're doing on the court.
Well, Kylie Winkler's got you covered, and she's at the sports desk. Who's going to tell us what we missed over break? Kylie?
Hey Owl fans, welcome to spring ball. While you guys were away enjoying winter break, your Temple Owls were in full gear tearing up teams up and down the East Coast. And for those of you who are taking time to relax while classes weren't in session, here's a little update on what you missed. Let's rewind back to December where the Owls showed number 10 nationally ranked Kansas just how hard it is to play in Philadelphia. The two teams met on the south side of Broad Street at the Wells Fargo Center. Jesse Morgan and Will Cummings were key players in this game. They showed just how hot they are behind the arc, both getting in on some three-point fun. After dominating the entire game, the Owls go on to beat the Jayhawks in a 25-point upset. The student section is thrilled. They storm the court and join the team in celebration. The final score 77-52. That's the sixth time in 7 years that Temple men's basketball was able to defeat a nationally ranked team, the most recent being back in 2013 against Syracuse. Taking a look at more recent games, it's hard to imagine that red-hot team could then go on to lose 3 straight conference matchups. It's a tale of two teams. The Temple squad that showed up in Cincinnati Saturday didn't live up to their potential. After an amazing first half, the Owls just couldn't quite figure out how to keep it up and ended up falling to the Bearcats 84-53. And it seems like that losing streak has a lot to do with Will Cummings' leg injury. In their game against Tulsa back on January 10th, Cummings went down hard after he fouled on a layup. His absence is haunting the team, and they just can't seem to get a W without him. But will tonight be the night that he makes it back into the game? And will the Owls be able to break their 3-game losing streak? Head on over to the Moulder Center tonight at 6:30 as they take on USF. And if you can't make it there, don't worry, the Sports Desk has got you covered. Give us a follow on Twitter at @TU_SportsDesk for play-by-play updates. Beccah?
Thank you, Kylie. I will definitely be there. And while I'm there, Owls on a budget at the Leah Center have a new place to buy their snacks. The new concession stand is called The Perch. It's in the Leah Center, and it's serving students on a budget. With a TUID, students can get a 25% discount compared to other vendors.
It's a good idea.
Talk with students about the cost.
Opportunity to get cheap food at the game.
Expect The Perch to be selling nachos, pizza, and other food at most games. Phil, like I said, I'm definitely going to be checking that out at the next basketball game. I'm always on a budget.
I may join you, Beccah.
Stick around and we'll let you know if the snow will be doing the same.
Tag Houck is at the Weather Center.
And we'll show you a knockout photo some tourists got at the Art Museum.
Don't go anywhere. Temple Update will be back in a minute. So we saw the first snowflakes of the semester on Wednesday.
Well, you know, if it's going to be cold, it might as well be snowing. Tag Houck in the Weather Center. Tag, you're tracking some more snow for the weekend?
Well, unfortunately, yes, Beccah, we are looking at it a little bit. But first, let's talk about today's forecast. We had mostly cloudy conditions today with temperatures in the 40s. Look for tonight to be into the upper 20s. Now let's get a look at Sally, the sorority sister, for this week. Sally's bundled up. She's got her hat on, scarf, some nice gloves, and a nice jacket, which will keep her perfectly warm for this weekend as we're into the mid to upper 30s. Now let's get a look at your 5-day forecast. Like we said today, low of 28 degrees for Thursday. Friday, we're going to have a high of 39 and a low of 30. Now overnight on Friday, we're expecting some snowy conditions, a little bit of wintry mix, which will carry into Saturday morning. Now by 8 a.m., they're saying it's going to be rain, but that's certainly something to keep your eye on as you head out the door. Let's look at Sunday. Sunday is going to be partly sunny, high of 38 and low of 26. And as we head into Monday, we are expecting some more snow, about a 50% chance of precipitation. So keep your eye on that as you walk out the door. And as always, for weather updates, you can follow us all week on TU_WeatherWatch to keep you up to date on the latest weather. Guys, back to you.
This is something I do every single day, running to the top of the Art Museum steps, just like my personal Philadelphia hero, Rocky. But this group of tourists, I'm so jealous, ran into a special someone at the top. 3 college students saw Sylvester Stallone, Rocky himself, at the top of the stairs during a trip to Philly over the weekend. They took a selfie with the actor who was in town to film what will be the 7th Rocky movie entitled Creed. And if you're like me and you want to be a part of the 7th Rocky film, here's your chance. Women ages 18 to 70 interested in being a paid background actor are asked to email harrycasting@gmail.com with a picture and your resume. The filming of the movie will take place in Philadelphia until the end of March.
Mayor Michael Nutter will be going from politician to TV star. NBC has a new Russian spy show, Allegiance, which was filmed partly in Philadelphia. Mayor Nutter will be starring as himself in the 3rd episode. The show is set to premiere February 5th at 10 p.m.
Now that's all we have today for Temple Update. For all the latest things Temple, log on to our website, templeupdate.com.
Don't forget to follow and like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
And as always, you know the drill, 24/7, templetv.net, Comcast Channel 50, Verizon Fios Channel 45. For Phil Dupont and the rest of the Update team, I'm Beccah Hendrickson.
We'll see you next time.